All right, welcome to the program. My name is Dr. Mankota. You are watching the TPN TV and Radio Network. Well, today we get a very interesting topic. Maybe it's just gonna be like 1 hour today. I go try my level best for make I just limit unto 1 hour. Well, that also depends on waiting the the response of my viewers because always the customers always win not so. um First of all, I just want for thank everybody. Last week I've been trying for boost up YouTube channel because the Facebook channel is pretty much okay, but the YouTube channel, say a lot of Sierra Leoneans and sometimes they're not so much in tune with YouTube, so more than Facebook. So yesterday, I want to thank everybody. We being able for tuning YouTube through Facebook and other sources. I was able to get about nearly 200 subscription last week alone. Now YouTube, nearly 200. Actually 222 to be specific. Now you are able to get now YouTube last week alone. So I want for make this week again today another priority. And that make another live broadcast now Facebook. I use YouTube for linking Facebook. You will able still watch me now Facebook, but now a link from YouTube. So I dey expect you when you click that link, you go able to go now YouTube and subscribe. Do you want to subscribe for Let We Boost? Today is the last broadcast for just exclusively on YouTube. Next week, I go start live broadcast na Facebook again. But I believe say by today, I go able for get what I need na YouTube. Of course, it's gonna continue, but for now, I go able for make sure say I get what I need na Facebook for make I satisfy. So thank you very much for watch this program. And do you now for subscribe na YouTube? Just go subscribe and just put the just turn on the notification bell so that anytime when I'm adding the program live, you will now go able for be notified. I want to talk about one very important topic today. As we all know, President Julius Maada Bio in America this week for can talk about let me see for can talk about the things them where if you say they can talk about now the UN General Assembly every year in September. The UN they gather all leaders now around the world for make them can sit down and talk about things that we don't do in the young country. Well, leading to President Bio in Cameroon, the United Nations, America, it coincide with a visa restriction. We talked about this about a couple of weeks ago in this program. A visa restriction where the United States of America put on certain people where then describe saying then contribute towards the rigging of Sierra Leone elections. This is exactly now in the United States say. And as we all know, politics na salon today has become some kind of toxic environment. There are always fishermen where they go out there and fish out information Some fishermen, and the fish out information we always good, then feel say it good for this particular government. Then we get the people them waiting at the opposition. We always they go out there for try for fish information way bad, not only for this government but for Salon in general. This now the toxicity way we politics don't deeper for the past 5 years, maybe even more than that now. Okay, because of this press release where Tony Blinken, the United States Secretary of State, been put out, we get so many reactions, counter reactions. Later, there were some clarifications where we receive for say, okay, the restriction does not cover government officials. Well, if the restriction not cover government officials, then who are the people that are actually affected by this visa restriction? I don't know. Maybe the only people, actually the list might be fewer than expected based on this clarification alone. And I know for sure one of the people who probably is affected is the commissioner of ECSL, the Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone, Commissioner Mohamed Kone, and maybe some of the deputies them and their families. Because when you look at the election will take place in Salon, these are some of the few people that were actually involved directly in the execution of the processes of the election. And now the government is actually involved too. But if the government is excluded, then would have left? Not only Kone and some of the deputies them with their young family. While there were people after this restriction take place, we talk say Maada Bio, Wakana America. For some of you will understand the diplomatic dynamics of countries around the world, we come out and say no. As long as the government, an official of the government is there, the United States no they restrict them, because even the section of the law where Tony Blinken put, it clearly spell out the exclusion of some of their restriction here. So, but as you know, politics in Salon is getting more interesting every single day. Well, finally, Bio with in convoy, I don't know how many people are here. And one of the things where I want to talk about very seriously today is the fact say, yeah, if you're watching YouTube, you can put your comment at the comment section of YouTube. Just type it. When I don't say always, there's always some kind of a culture we get now this program where it's kind of an interactive program wherein I know they just come now number for can't talk. And after that, I close the program. I say goodbye. No, I want for hearing from Una too. So that is the culture here. Okay. So you can just put I just want for remind people them, viewers them same. I do an experiment. I am not broadcasting live na Facebook because most of the comments usually comes from Facebook, but I am not live broadcasting on Facebook. So if you they see me on Facebook, now a link where I put on Facebook, I interlink YouTube with Facebook because I want for boost up the subscription YouTube. Now that make I do last week. Now I start I've been decided for doing 2 weeks today. Now the last day for doing. Then by next week, I go start for live broadcast now YouTube again, where you can put your comment what's YouTube, Facebook. You can put your comment on Facebook. Then they come directly now with studio where we go able to see them for read them. Okay, so go now YouTube for now and put your comment. if you get any comment. Now, yeah, what I've been excited for talk about is the fact that Maada Bio come na America, and the school where you be attend I am, then be invite her for make a kangi speech na the school, and maybe answer a few questions. The school now is school of international services, now AMA, I think so. Okay. So now I attend, I did do in bachelor's degree, and I think in master's degree, now they do it again. So they invite them. Imagine you attend a school, then you become a very big person. That school want to be proud of you and invite you for make you count of, because it also boosts the young ratings for say, you see, now a leader where we produce now inso. So it's kind of a morale boosting something. So they invite them for make it count up. Again in speech, then the question time, the question I want for focus on specifically today, get for do with the election, because that's not a question where everybody is looking up to. Okay, they ask the lady ask about the election, and it gives references with the Carter Center, the American Embassy, and the EU, and few other Western monitors where then they against the conduct of the election. What Maada Bio say? That is the most important thing I want for we discuss. Maada Bio tell we say, leading to the announcement of the election. Well, first of all, it tell we say, before the election, they put mechanism on how for make sure say the election is going to be free and fair, and so that no interference not for take place. This is his own words, not mine. Okay, and you see, one they call the ECSL commissioner. They know for say they call them for talk about anything. No, since when the campaign starts, it don't call them nothing. So he said after the ECSL boss when I then don't do the tabulation, then don't do the calculation. I think the United States of America, the ambassador of the United States of America, through the Carter Center, they know probably say there's something where they take place now, the election. Maybe then realize say Maada Bio has won the election. So the ambassador, the former ambassador, we talked about that ambassador here about 2-3 weeks ago. The former ambassador called Maada Bio and asked him for make it stop Mohamed Kone from announcing the result. Then Maada Bio tell and say, well, from where this election starts, I know when they call this guy for make a talk to him, and I know go do this time. We get for Gian the independence for make he do what he want for do. He refused for call Mohamed Kone for tell and say stop the announcement of the election. According to him, Maada Bio, that was a deliberate attempt for interfere into we elections. Well, before he answered that question, he gave a jab to the United States. He said every election around the world gets some sort of issues, including the United States of America. Already, people that will be in another room there. Some of them now actually Sierra Leoneans, them probably the delegates where he come with, and they all clap. So he jokingly say the only difference is me not get the power for restrict visa. That's not a jab we give the United States of America. So this na kind of a bombshell where Maada Bio come na America a can put. Now let me bring me commentator, Mr. Mr. Cabo. Mr. Cabo, thank you very much for coming the program. You mute, so.
Thank you, Mr. Mankota, as always.
Yeah, so here is a situation where the president of Sierra Leone, Ghana, America, you know, talk this na salon. At least me know you say one day President Bio talk na salon about this particular issue. I don't say yes, na question ask him. But you won't say a Ghana, America. Now you can't get this bomb for say indeed the United States was trying to interfere into the elections of Sierra Leone by asking him for make he stop the announcement of the result of the election. What are the implication here? I will tell you what's in my own opinion, but I want for make you tell me what's in your opinion. What do you think say na in the implication here? You mute again. You mute.
Yeah, you mean the implication to the question, the answer?
The answer.
Well, to be fair enough, just like you mentioned, you never had this, but you know, that's why sometimes when we hear things, we get to listen and wait until the leaders speak. And fortunately, Maada Bio don't speak today. Yesterday, I watched that over and over, and I listened to it. And they don't just speak; they ask a question. The question was about the elections now, Sierra Leone, where it came up with a lot of problems. Now, in Maada Bio get for answers. He said, we all know, say, all over the world, the elections, they always they get problems. Now, contentious things. Now they say yes. Now he say, even in the United States here. Now he say, now they, people, everybody say, yeah, they laugh. Now they ask them again, say, but you were given a restriction in your government, your country. Now he answer say, well, unfortunately, I don't get the power for giving restrictions to the Americans because they also get a problem here. But I don't get power for giving restrictions to the business. So it seems like there is a problem with that answer with the lady, and he asked the president, please, let's concentrate about Sierra Leone. But again, going back, she's the one who asked, and she wanted an answer. And that's all about Sierra Leone. So you call it a jab. I didn't actually call it a jab. It's an explanation to the question. It's the question. You understand? So you can call it a bombshell, but that's just the plain truth. You know, and you know that. I know Sierra Leoneans, especially the opposition, they have got something to hold on. To say, Maada Bio get featured, Maada Bio the Salon country don't get nothing, you don't go challenge America this point. If that is the truth, what are we gonna say? Maada Bio never speaks since this institution. He don't get power for give restrictions because Americans get problems. If we get power for give restrictions, that's just definite. But again, the crux of the matter now, not only about that, is the question on the election. And when he came to explain, they say that there are people who interfere into the elections to where they facilitate rigging or unsatisfactory results coming up or reports from the Quora and so on and so forth. It's a question, and remember, he's a student. He was a student in that university, so he explained as to what happened, the logistics, the strategies that were put in place well over before the elections, in the presence of the Americans, European Union, all over the world, those people who are interested in democracy. Americans were there. He mentioned that. They put structures in place. All political parties came together and they agree on the rundown of the elections, which is expected to be democratic and no interference, no nothing. He adhered to that. He told them all. And if the election does smoothly, everybody know that, done smoothly, as he explained, and even well the international community, even Americans say that's the best result, elections, void of violence, no violence, non-violence elections. People are vote, everybody turn out, a lot of people. They congratulated that, and he explained to them. But at the end of the day, when the elections are getting ready, apparently America knew the elections are getting ready. I mean, the count is ready, and Connor is ready to, to call the results. According to him, the Americans called him and told him not to ask him to call Connor, not to read the results. Why? This is simple logic. Uh, I'm accepted. I never talked with this guy about this election throughout. I'm not part of the commission that makes the rules and regulations, but I understand the rules. If you were part of it, you calling me to call this guy to stop reading the elections, and so who is influencing who? Who is influencing the results? Who is interfering into the results? Who is influencing? I don't know the outcome of the results. Maybe you have a clue already, and why are you asking me to call him? And I'm the president. I'm the awaiting president. I mean, the president in charge at the time. If I call, that is interference. This is just simple logic. That's what he said. So the question is, who is influencing who, and who are the people who influence the outcome of the results? I think people feel jittery over it. Why? Because why they feel jittery? Because Australians were always beggars. So I mean, just like the story goes. Hold on, that's like the story goes. People then say, I don't know if they talk to me. They say, don't laugh on the don't laugh don't laugh. That is to say, you get problem with your wealth, you marry from one family, overnight, you want for whatever it is, and in the morning you beat them because you get angry with that. But in go to a parents then cry and go give other different story. And your mother call you. But because in our own culture, I don't know if in all cultures, Maritimi culture, if you go talk, say, I want church and Annette, agree to your mother alone, a big case. That marriage they spoil. They talk out. So always, you get for the Omojuba no more to the mother, Mama, I'm sorry, but the case is there, it's always coming up. But you can say it before. So now that side, Maada Bio break the ice. You say, you know what? The devil such stuff with a friend about all open, love you, what you did at the devil. What you did at the Bapa, where the devil let it make. I make it talk. And I believe, say, Maada Bio not to pick me, get the evidence. Because if in a phone call, the evidence is there. The traces are there. You understand. If not by email, the traces are there. If you send person, the traces are there. If it's a letter, the traces are there. So when people are saying Maada Bio cause a big problem, I don't see like he has a problem because he has the evidence. The only thing is he speak the truth.
Well,
and we hope he has the evidence.
Well, not so we when at the APC no more say na a big problem. Even the SLP people, they also probably are afraid of the implication, and I make actually for the implication. Now listen to, or let me read to you Ali Kaba. We all know that Ali so
right.
He is no longer a government official, and I want to make it very clear because I know Sierra Leoneans them. They worship you as long as you keep giving him food. The moment where you stop for gear and food, you become you become the monster. So I know that is our own behavior and attitude, and probably this is just an example of that. But let me read what he writes X. We used to call him Twitter, now X. He said the deer and jaguar are each sovereign in the jungle, but to survive and thrive, the deer's guide on smart diplomacy compel it to be strategic and pragmatic in encountering with an apex predator. It does not insensibly proclaim its sovereign state. It is wise. It's wisely negotiate. It's wisely negotiate a way out with limbs intact. Know thyself. You see, hashtag know thyself. So here, I think this is kind of a hint against Maada Bio. What do you think about this?
That's correct. Just like I said, it is absolutely correct. But the fact is always the fact. Just like I gave you the example of you model law with Peking. So but one day when you say it out, the marriage go done. Probably that's the time for the marriage for done between Americans and Sierra Leone. But this is just a fact he said. And I don't dispute what you are saying. You understand? And I want to believe that this is the first time Maada Bio said it, not in Sierra Leone, but in the soil of America. And besides saying it, I want to believe he has written a complaint and evidence to the American government with this regard to the ambassador calling him. I know he made the report officially to the American government. It's only me and you didn't know. But yesterday he made mention of it in New York and Washington, or in the American university where he went.
Mm-hmm.
But I know American governments are aware of it. He had made the complaint and he has the evidence. The thing is, he said it. And the fear now we have, as Mr. Alice wrote, the fear we have is because they are the masters of the jungle. And they can hold us anyhow they want, not like they hold the MCC, which we won. This is the power. That's why I tell friends, I said, we Americans, I don't mean me, because I'm an American. We have the money to influence anything. We can say we give you, we don't give you. It's a discretional. And exactly what is happening with the MCC. They are using a discretion. Americans will never be wrong. Why? Because they have the might, they have the money, they have the means, they have the influence. They will never be wrong. So I support what Ali Kabas said. You understand, right? And Maada Bio, I also support what Maada Bio said. The only thing is now America is going to use that discretion. But they knew what they did. But whatever decision they take against us is discretional. It's nothing diplomatic. They're going to use that discretion.
Well, here is the thing though where I want to say, because I always try my level best. Me, a human being, I can make mistakes, but I try my level best for being genuine and sincere, straightforward. When the former American ambassador came out publicly and talk about the election, I come out and tell and say that was very, very wrong. Diplomacy should be the etiquette of any two countries. The moment one country stop the diplomacy and go public, it is no longer a bilateral stuff. So exactly. I condemn the United States ambassador, the former United States ambassador, not only in this program, but also on social media. I guess some people then scold me for that, but that's okay. That's who I am. And
so, Mr. Makota, the question now is, so who started?
Well, let me try for pull myself out of the way we come to who started. So the same thing I did do now. I wish Maada Bio should not have said this publicly. That was really, really a mistake. Like, what do you say? But they say if you bet the person where they feed you, that's time they give food again. And would I get for suffer? Now you get for suffer. So for Maada Bio for come out publicly, I'm not angry, definitely, and that's not part of the leadership skills where much a man supposed to forget. For able for control your anger, we all know say. All right, hold on before I bring you come in. Before I bring you come in, I just want to finish something quick before. All right, so what I've been trying to talk about, I know that Maada Bio is very angry. Some of we will know what happened. We don't say actually, to be honest with you, will not be win that election day. We know that. I don't talk about that so many times. Because I get me on evidence, I get everything where I need. Nobody not there for tell me for say like the one that way them in the spoon feed. He say APC win the election. When you ask her how, you're not able to tell you anything, you're not able to bring any intangible. If they reference the international community like America not ever say APC win the election. Never. Because they know exactly what happened. But I don't say he angry, but as somebody where they're in a vulnerable situation, you get for make and what them call DADM, straight you way them call. But for come out now inside America and can pull this secret, I think it's a little bit out of context and undiplomatic. That is the problem where I get with Maada Bio. But before I come to you, let me just bring in the caller. Caller, you can give your name. If you know want to give your name, just say concerned citizen. Then go ahead and say what you want for say.
Good day, Dr. Marcus and Mr. Tago. This is Abdullah call from the US.
Hi, Abdullah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to start with the last point we make. You're absolutely right. America just like new national elections was, and all other local and international observers not ever say APC won the election. So I don't know which side in narrative they can say APC won the election.
Well, a lot of people then that's what they go and say.
No, of course they just a reason, and the reason is that let's create the reason for the APC to say I win the election. So it's less long wrongfully, there's no way you get them to win to say APC won the election. Nobody reasonable and we understand no say APC won the election. But this was the point. Let me get clear first. Nobody had what it takes for somebody to be announced as the winner of the presidency after the first round of the election. This was the reason which all other international and local observers didn't get. Okay. If you see them and win the election, as you understand, because if the election will go on, they apprehend ballot papers and we already don't vote ballots. Even before they reach inside the polling station. We are believed to that evidence.
That information was wrong actually. I've been in a salon.
No, well, at the top of the videos that we see.
Yeah.
I don't know if now old video and twist there. There was this video on 2 occasions.
Let me clarify. Not a video. Now be very. And I try while in a salon. I try for make sure I understand exactly what happened because I've been a monitor everything within they go. What thing can happen? They may get extra ballots in case something happen. The election manager. Now he actually been keep them ballots here, and actually they're not being votes. The one where you say the vote, that one they actually na sample ballots from 2018 election. 2000 that sample ballot. If you look at that sample ballot, you go don't say the sequence of the candidates for this election. It's different from that sample ballot. And if you go to 2018 and look at the way they put the candidates and then paper them, you go know say that exactly that's actually proof say yes. That was a sample ballot in 2018, not 2023. For the other one, the way they say they're old, in fact, they beat that manager they pass away, they go admit him. He was just holding this in case something happened. Somebody need another ballot. If I been they pull, but no ballots, no day where then don't go vote. Where then they been trying for bring. I just want to clarify that because I was there and in Sierra Leone and I investigate.
Thank you. That's everything we should make. But the decision we are seeing. Like the first way and beach, like we say, yes, not true, but on the same very vehicle, they remove boxes, then people and stuff, then break that seat, then take ballot papers then. I feel really say makes sense if not old ballot papers then, but why they same ballot papers and then that vehicle, instead of pull people they will use them, the people they allowed to them pull the box inside the motor car, They open them, then take ballot papers that we already vote. Maada Bio. Could it be that the way to start on
Mr. Abdul, again, the ballot paper where them in the show, not from that vehicle. Not from the vehicle. The ballot paper where they show, where then show for say, you see, then don't vote for Maada Bio. That was the ballot paper where I tell you, say, it was from 2018 because in this election, how them put the candidates, you will really see, say, with the ballot paper where they show, that's what he said. Now 2018, go now 2000, if you get the video again, just go watch and look at the way they put Maada Bio, Samura, and the other candidates them. Now that ballot paper where they show, then go now 2023 ballot where they put, you will know say it's not the same. But the one where they pull actually now legitimate ballot where the manager now that area there where it been then give them for making order in case of any problem with the police station where need other ballots, then can go. And even Konya, he talk about this now impress conference that very night day after the election. He talk about this particular thing, so because they're asking the same question. But maybe we would have been in America now sometime when not been they see them press conferences, then they will be they go on every day. But maybe actually in a salon I've been the watch them. So I just want to clarify the two again. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I just want to say that they not to me actual point. It's then confusion and they all happen for camera the lamplight. It just show the weakness of men.
I agree.
Whatever are the reason we lead to that, and they're fully responsible. And I don't know why they're so careless. All is not part of the business we feel the doubt for the public. Okay, now coming to President Bio in election business with the US. Now, we went on this strategy. There was no reason to make the ambassador or make anybody in the world call the president of the country for stop National Electoral Commission where they appoint constitutionally to announce
it was very, very undiplomatic.
Correct. So, I'm not saying that call may not be public. The only thing we publish from the US through the ambassador when the guy requests his time in the US is our post-election announcement.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, which Maada Bio reveal we can a US, not something we need between him and the US government through the representatives.
Exactly.
So the ambassador not ever release that, whether in his own practice, that now which is supposed to happen in terms of diplomacy, also to bring that to public, or to no, can do self. But in terms of the evidence now, yes, the evidence indeed there was a call. Maada Bio could be right. There was this call, which I have no doubt there was. But the evidence we talk about now, how tangible of evidence we need to make we say it is wrong for the ambassador need this call, or it isn't right for the Maada Bio can expose them. Did he call President Bio for tell and say, listen, we get evidence say this election with Israel one can announce to the tabulation process wrong. We get legal representatives from Gaba, not certain police station. We get copies of RRS, like if you couldn't get copies of the RRS, the results reconciliation form. According to the results in hand, no mark, we see already because if you call somebody to let them stop somebody for now, you know what's in the post you are now. Otherwise, why you call President Bio for tell us to stop calling for meeting announcement?
Exactly.
So they don't get an insight into what this man be about to announce compared to something. Whether that something is part of the evidence then gets in hand, Matthew T1 announced, that could be a reason. Again, well, I'm just thinking out of the box. So I've called Maada Bio and tell and say, please, for avoid confusion, stop this person from announcing this until we verify it. And Maada Bio, I said, your advantage is my interest. I don't know if I can call Connect for stop for announcing Arena.
Yeah.
You know?
I know.
So, but this is the point. One thing we spoke now, I believe the President Bio and a lot of Caribbean states for continue to confuse the people then. Now the unfair and preposterous comparison between the election issue at the United States, and that of Sierra Leone, specifically the 2023 election and the 2020 election between Trump and Biden. In as much as we all agree, any reasonable person will know that US says, yes, there were a lot of issues with the election. Generally, they are not comparable to the issues we talk about the election perhaps on Sierra Leone 2023, except somebody no one accepts. What is the fact?
Yeah.
The election in America, now somebody tries to, and then they break rules about how the voting, which constitutionally Trump was wrong. Then claim to people they vote, where they don't die, which it was also wrong. In fact, that is done against them. And all the courts, including judges them appointed by Trump, they throw out some of them criticism, they prove them to be just conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Including judges appointed by Trump here. It's not like violent judges, if you put them that way.
I agree.
All of these happen. If one want to expose Trump up to this point, say Trump is just one cause competition at the election. It's not an election that he actually won.
Yep.
We are talking about a situation at Sierra Leone where the next chief is refused to go through the process where the Election Act of 2022 specified. At different stages, regional, district to regional.
Yes. For the sake of we viewers there, because it's an educative program, waiting at the election processes we NEC refused to adhere to.
Right. So according to the 2022 Act, yes, Corner don't always say there is no specificity in that act where you don't see to publish disaggregated data. There is nothing specific to that. And I believe there is a reason that act why that was not even necessary. But there is provision for let me present a result reconciliation, whatever results at district level.
Yeah.
To regional level before national. So what does that mean? If all parties get into observers at district level, whatever they get from the polling station, at that point, everybody don't know which party score, which party score. Then from that point, if we go to a regional level, everybody in a regional level for don't know say party, in this to get party, including observers, local and foreign. Now, these are the reasons why they prevent everybody from announcing any results other than.
Let me make clarification. You are doing a very great job. Thank you very much for that, for bringing this. Let me just make clarification.
Sure.
The issue was not a district level because actually they send the results to district level. The issue was constituency level. And the argument before the election where they come up with, since there is no constituency election, there was no need for take the results from polling station to constituency level because it was a PR system. I just want to clarify that. And APC said, no, that is wrong. You understand? I just want to clarify, say not to district because the results come out from polling station to district level. Now that make the results when you see now district results now in the announced. Okay, so I just
Mr. Mankota, let me comment. Mr. Mankota, if you don't mind, just a short time.
Hold on,
just a point of observation.
Yeah, let me switch in so that in where you go ahead, Mr.
Just a point of observation. I don't think those are the levels. I'm not sure, but you can correct me if I'm wrong, and the viewers also, the listeners, can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think the request for the elections was on the district or constituency level. It was on polling station to polling station level.
Mr. Hold on. What you say?
The call for the disaggregated data was not for district or constituency level. It was for polling station to polling station level, which has never happened in the history of elections in Sierra Leone.
No,
it was polling station to polling station.
No, what in Abdul they try for talk? It is not the demand where APC. Abdul, you hearing me? You hear me? Oh, Hold on, let's switch you back. Hold on, let's switch you back, Mr. Abdul, hold on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I just to the line will get some problem.
Yeah, I noticed that. So Mr. Kabo been try for talk about for say the issue was not district or constituency. Yeah, no, but waiting. This why they talk about the law where they enact before the election. Then, as you say, there was no need for constituency level because it's a PR system. If you now remember, this was a debate where it take place now, even in a parliament. It was a PR system, and PR system is based on district level. You understand? But later, the APC, after they announced the result, then demand say they need the result on polling station, the RR form. This was the bone of contention where happened. You understand?
Right.
Before the election, it was agreed that, well, mostly.
So are they right? Okay, that demand is it a genuine demand when you know that is not what the law says?
All right, hold on.
And the international community also come and supported that.
Mr. Abdul, hold on. Abdul, Mr. Kabo.
No, I'm not against Mr. Kabo.
Okay, hold on. Let me just make sure say you hear him. Mr. Kabo, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, the demand for the release of the disaggregated or the RRF forms was not based on district level because district level is already in place. They knew they're going to release that result, and they did.
Yeah,
it has been out, but there was no call in the constituency, or I mean, in the constitution or the handbook under which the elections are being scheduled or proposed to be conducted. There's no reason for the elections to be published by polling station level. So why are they calling that? That's a way of causing confusion. And even the international community supported that they have to release the elections in a polling station level. Why is that?
All right, go ahead, Abdul. Go ahead if you want to respond.
Okay, I'll let that question be satisfied, Mr. Kabo. Why now? Why the confusion? Yes, I understand. With the PR system, not say that starts from district level, right? But whatever that comes to district level started from somewhere. Not take out the constituency.
Yeah.
Polling stations, let's be specific. Each observer and party represent a polling station, they get our response. The two things, correct me if I'm wrong, whatever results they receive at district or regional level, it starts off from polling station. I don't even want to say constituency level. And each of these polling stations, there were our response, copies given to each representative with it, including observers and party members.
Yeah.
So it's then people here, 1 million people here, including observers, they get their evidence here. But whatever they see, especially after the first 60% announcement, they see there are discrepancies.
Yeah.
According to them, when you make their own publication, they make them verbal announcements, see, this number is what you get. If you see them very cautious, they still say they're not supposed to make any announcements, let's not fall short on constitution. And so waiting is good sense in make for make we just say, oh, because at district level. So are we trying to say tomorrow somebody can get the results correct from polling station to polling station when at constituency level, but as long as you get the power to make the announcement, you will go at regional or district level and take any result you feel for taking announce for whosoever you wish for announce in favor. Is that what we are saying? That is my point.
Okay.
Even though the constitution no will say certain things, but we get something we call best practice, whether local or international best practice.
Okay.
The constitution not say no do them.
Right.
But if you write for do, you should do them to avoid doubt and confusion.
Okay, let me just try for say something here. It brought up a very good point. I think one thing that the problem here is the bad omen, the bad relationship between the APC party and the ECSL before the election. Now, actually, the ECSL they used today so forbid the APC party. Now, we not say yes indeed. To me, and I've been not talking even before Akanaya. I really want to make the ECSL put the RR form because number one, the ECSL before the election, you will not remember the argument about digital copy of the RR form where the APC party say they don't want them. You know, not so?
Correct.
They say they don't want them.
APC don't want nothing. Anything they don't want. Anyway.
They say they don't want them. Waiting at the argument of the ECSL, well, this is another level of transparency in case the need for go back and look at what happened. This way it will give them a leverage because all the RR form is digitalized, it's easy for access them. And I've been support them for say yes, not true. Let the APC forget about that. Let them move on and go ahead and do. So to me, I really want to make the ECSL release them forms here, them results here. However, this is for best practices, like within Abdul said, because at least the ECSL now is presumably an independent body. So at least for best practice, I don't say it not ever happened in the history of the elections since 1996 to present. All the results whether they release, we are all district level and national level, neither they release. So there is nowhere where a mandated requirement for ECSL for release are forms. But for best practices and for mentorship, they're able to prove to the Sierra Leone and the skeptics, skeptics of the election for say we are correct. But what to make them refuse because the demand where APC make, then try for insinuate it is a right. It is a right, and the relationship between ECSL and APC is not good. We all know that. Leading to the election, and now say, okay, now would they come turn back the?
Madam, I mean, Mr. Mankota said it truth when they were cursing me, Mama, but that's not the case anyway. What I'm saying to you is, ECSL would have even brought out the RRF funds. Now, as you said, they might not do it, but if APC would have gone to court, the court would have asked ECSL to give out the RRF funds, and they will do that. They would have done that.
Now they are the camp. Now they are the camp now. You see, now that the ECSL say it's not by force. You know the first way for make we do waiting. You know, they are the constitution. We they follow the constitution. That was the time when I asked the APC for say we are not going able for force the ECSL for make them release the NTM. But when I say when I get the NTM, we're not gonna court. We're not gonna court for let when I go present on a case, then say no, they're not gonna court. I say okay, if we not sure for say yes, we not get the results way contrary to waiting the ECSL announced, we not publish them. Because the ECSL already don't publish, it then don't call the results. So there was no other limitation for APC for publish their own results. But the problem where I know for sure was that the APC not get the complete result. No, I mean, Mr. Kabo, you mute.
Yeah, I hear you. They don't have them. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they not get them. Anybody will tell you if APC gets a complete result of the election, that person they don't like you. We not get them. And the reason
Mr. Mankosa, also based on best practice. Remember, there are bodies there are other political parties that were there in the agreement and knows the law, right? Now, why would the CONE release the RRF forms when there was nothing in the constitution or in the handbook of his work details about the RRF funds release? And what about the other parties? Supposing SLPP sue them, sue ECSL, because you are not doing something to satisfy one party. The satisfaction has been done on the agreement, on all the documentation signed. So why would ECSL want to satisfy APC and leave all the other people who, according to the law, you don't have to release them? Why would you want to satisfy them? You can do that, but if only if like how he refused, the only way that any institution that would have forced ECSL to do that is the court. So APC would have gone to court, and the court would have forced ECSL to release them. That's the only way they would have got that. But if they go up and down, they will not get it. They're not going to get it because it was not there. When it's not there, it's not there.
All right. So let me just complete. Then I will give Abdul the last word before I let him go. Now, this is not a bad PR system on the side of Uyon Party. If the Uyon Party for be listing people like this, I talked to some of them who are in Asylum. I call them passionately, tell them, say, hey, listen, I know the results, I get the results. If when I say when I get a contrary result, please, for the sake of the APC party when they support, when I go to court, because the court is the only legal entity where go first the APSL to release this RR form. But if when I say when I know they go to court, you know what they can tell me? The same thing where they say, well, they want for send them first now America, now Deloitte auditing for audit. I say you go for the results I don't get already, but maybe no, so they're not get the full result. Mr. Abdul,
you didn't have the conclave, you know.
Yeah, I know they know more. People, them 15 people that now here, where them in the way them ECSL accredited, where them in their office, different offices. Then for give me the results. I have the results. I refuse for release the results because being an APC. You understand? At least,
right.
Even though I know say we not win the election, I know they do them. When I don't compile the results, I call the Secretary General for tell and say, hey, this is now I don't get. If you get anything when not contrary, please let me know because I can do a report. And that's when I think you left die. So from that time they may not talk anything, and I refuse to release that result. I just the left arm, make everybody fet what you get for fet. At the end of the day, tomorrow, maybe later on, we all see the actual truth about this. But Abdul, do you go ahead and give your last word before I let you go?
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Mankota. And before I will end up with the court side. But you say something very important, which is true, that it has never happened that the ECSL public reform or even disaggregated data. All of that is true. And the request only come up this time. But you know again, what's unique about the 2023 election? I'm old enough to witness the very first election, democratic election in 1996. Although I was younger to have voted, I wasn't qualified. I was 17 or 16, or maybe I not even know what's in the election. I wasn't interested. But considering the election in 1996, 2002, 2007, 2012, 2018. None of the elections in this not get a situation where both local and foreign observers then request say they make ECSL, whatever they call them at the time, public results. None of get that request compared to the 2023 elections. And none of them not get to challenge this with the electoral process prior to elections, during, and even after elections, compared to the 2023 elections. Correct me if I'm wrong. Challenges in the sense where PPRCB have long ahead with political parties, NEC or ECSL, INF, whatever they call them, these have long. They're all not get me wrong. They're all the executive political parties. I'm talking in comparative terms. To the 2023, get to the point, say, foreign observers, which were still present in all of those elections this time round, make a blatant public call, say, make this result available. It don't happen. Now they publish the disaggregated presidential election between only Samoa and President Bio. We dated 27th, which was the day for the announcement of the result, only published end of August, I think 30th or 31st of August. But still dated 27th of June. The first question anybody can ask, why? Yes, I understand that point when Mr. Kabo makes it. CCSL not to feel pressured by any one party for satisfied. That is not the case, as far as I am concerned. If we look at that way, this thing is bound to repeat itself tomorrow. Anybody will be say get the advantage, it will look at the technicality more than the moral part of it. Yes, again, I said earlier, the Constitution can say one thing. It says this not to happen at all. But then see what Constitution says, prevent from happening. If there are good practices, we always need to adopt them. Because best practices then they take care of doubts, confusion over issues then, where people like say, the Constitution not say not to happen, no, but are good practices. So that is my concern as a genuine and loving Sierra Leonean. Because no matter what thing happens today, so Dr. Mankota, I'm telling you, if we don't put these things to rest once and for all, it is going to continue. And as old as I am now, I believe I'm not going to live again for more than 50 years, 40 years, I would say. If I'm lucky, I'm lucky in 10 or 40 years more, I will live. I mean, I don't wait to see this thing continue after 10 years, because no matter how SLCC then are power now, they can never be there more than 20 years. It's not going to happen. Otherwise, the APC at some point will be thinking wherever in a power. So what is going to happen afterwards? If we are going to change things, let us ready to change it now once and for all. That is my point.
I agree with you totally and 100%, and that's also my stand for saying, irrespective of the fact, say there was no constitutional mandate or requirement for ECSL for release the disaggregated results when the other form, for the sake of transparency and best practices, therefore actually release them forms then they, you understand? But I want to make because do you wanna forgive me when I sit down at this chair, they always get for be a little bit neutral, because now in give me the credibility for talk to people that then they listen to me. Unlike other platform owners, them, it's very clear for say most of them then they tilt towards one party over the other, and that's not the way we do things here. Now, I just want for talk on the international community. Mr. Abdul, if you look at the international community, then split. The only international community where then say the election is rigged, now the Western countries like America, France, Germany, the EU, and the Canada Center. The ECOWAS, no, they don't say so. AU, they don't say so. Gambia, we even send observers, they don't say so. Most of the other countries, there, especially in the African countries, they don't say so. So you see the split here. But what I want to say very clearly, the Western international monitors, they know they do this for make transparency actually happen, real transparency, then get their own agenda. You may not know that. A lot of people, they may not know that. But then get a specific agenda where some of we know waiting happen. To be honest with you, if you get the waiting happen, you get the actual information before the election. The EU been really wants for make Maada Bio lost this election. Secret information day where indeed that was actually the plan for a regime change. It just happened for BC. It was unfortunate. And the reason what's make I talk this, because the international community, especially the Western international community, they're not straightforward. Then they flip flop. Today, now SLPP, I said to God, tomorrow will be APC. Because then they work on their own interest. It's not about the interest of the Sierra Leonean people. So we have to be very careful how we deal with them people here, because if we don't in depth into them so much, then later they can flip on we. When now we on turn, we have a problem. And we have a credibility problem. So we have to be very careful on that. I don't want to no more. But to be honest with you, the EU specifically, they may want a regime change. And there was a reason for that. Maada Bio is hated by the EU because Maada Bio come for can change some of the contracts them, the deals them, where the EU don't sign with Anes by Corona. And one of them deals then they has even Britain, one of the companies them, then go for sue Maada Bio and the Sierra Leone government and then win because now London. Now they then hold and call them. So then go for negotiate. So then be believe say maybe if an Escoma come, some of them this day then we able to stand and continue. But that's not a different topic. But I just want for give now a glimpse of for say do not bag your eggs on the side of the EU right now. Then they in favor of we. Tomorrow then will be we enemy because the moment we try for say no, what we not do so now we own country, they benefit the Sierra Leone, they go on for change we. This has been the case so many years about the European Union, European countries. Then they go according to their own interests, irrespective of what are the detriments towards the country itself. So go ahead again. I'll give you 1 minute and
yes, let me round up with that. I really appreciate. I know we will thank you more for the information we revealed today. So because I tell you, I want to you don't question many people will say, oh, the EU, the US wanted the regime change, but nobody has ever given me a reason where they ask why the regime changed, why they want the regime change. Do they think the HCC is better than the SLPP or Maada Bio is the worst of anybody else so they think any alternative? But nobody knows like give a specific reason as you don't do so today, but So thank you for that. The other thing where I want to say for both years exactly what you say in the personal opinion. I always don't say, including this MNC Millennium Corporation Arranged Fund, where the US describes for withhold now. If these people, the Western with the development factors, are really serious for help with as a nation, I don't always say this. One thing we have been in guess what do, and I'm feeling do I don't see how to grant and send us alone, put loan. I'm not fishing and serious. Now that brings me to the point for accept, believe, if not totally, partially, what you just explained so. If they're serious, then
let me just make a quick point with regard to what.
The area wait on. I will give you chance to make it on. Go ahead, Mr. Abu.
Okay, so a lot of people, including Umar Utopana, make a statement in Sierra Leone today. Things are not difficult for people. Fix the parliament, fix the judiciary.
Exactly.
Then the entire situation becomes fixed at Sierra Leone. Exactly. If these people are serious, all the money they don't send at Sierra Leone since after the war, they don't ever threaten the Sierra Leone government to say, hey, if we're not ready for fixing our judiciary and review our constitution, we need to send this money to us. They don't ever do them.
Nope.
I'm not sitting and remember say anything of that law ever happened.
Right.
So that's why when you talk about holding this Millennium Corporation Fund, whatever they call them, to me, it's meaningless because as long as the judiciary continue for this so, the parliament they in the way the constitution they in this bad manner way, I don't care how much money they send to Sierra Leone. We will always come back now the same situation we send with yesterday. So until they're ready for help with, they say, hey, if we're not ready for giving timeline loan and reviewing our constitution, we know they're supporting us financially in this way. If we're not judiciary loan and all the criteria, we're not ready for system, we know they're giving our money. Until they're ready to do that, they are supporting 100% say they are not serious about helping us. Now, confusion number the one cause amongst it.
Okay.
So it's high time we as Sierra Leoneans think about it.
Okay, just say, Mr. Abdul, Mr. Kabo get something we want to see before I let you go. Go ahead, Mr. Kabo.
Yes, sir. I did appreciate the conversation, and thank God you get a glimpse of what actually is happening to Sierra Leone as compared to the other perception you have about the elections. And let me just hint you one thing about the MCC, the package, the 400 million. And if I tell you this, I will refer you to the website and go see the contract where Salon signed with the Americans for this MCC. This MCC compact came up with criteria of 20, and these criteria were approved by the American government under this MCC. And as I'm speaking to you now, since Maada Bio took power, we've won this compact criteria for 4 times. And up to last month, when the results came out, because there are 20 criteria. Out of the 20, we had 11. In fact, that's the least one we have. We used to get 15, 16, 17 during Maada Bio from the beginning. But now we had 11, which even put us as winning the compact. And nothing about the compact, I mean, winning the criteria, nothing about the compact is even written in that agreement. But this is, as I mentioned earlier, it's a discretional thing. Americans, you ask them, you say, that's what I want to do. I feel to do it. I don't care. That's what they feel. When they bring a paper to you, you sign it, forget about it. They have what they call discretional ideas or way of doing things. If they feel, whether you pass or not, they feel they give you. If they don't feel, they don't give you. And this is exactly what happened. I don't see why somebody will pass an examination and you hold this result, report card, and you say, I'm not going to give it to you. You get honors, but I'm not going to give you honors. Why? It's my discretion. This is absolute power. And I spoke to people in Sierra Leone, even up to this morning on WhatsApp. I tell them, don't rely on Americans. We are people, we go for interest. We go for special interest. We don't care whether we put this and put this and put this. The simple thing in America, they say, that's what I want to do. And that's what I feel to do. And when you say, this is what I feel to do, it is me, this is what I want to do, that's it. They don't care what you say about them, whether they are right or wrong. They don't care. All right. So just to let you, I mean, to add to what you said, Americans are not for Africans. You understand? Look at the ambassador. You know very well that, Mr. Mankota, you and I know very well that every Sierra Leonean born today respects America. They want to come to America. They want to hear about America. If the American ambassador stand publicly and say the results are not credible, and they are going to withhold the MCC, and if he did boldly call on the president to call Kone to cancel the report, the results, and the president commented by saying to yesterday that this is a coup. Will he miss it? No, because you know what's going on to Sierra Leone, to Africa, and the West African coast, and Sierra Leone in general. You know, and this elections, the hope of the APC is wholly and solely to the Americans. The Americans have a duty in the world, not only in Sierra Leone. They have to know when to speak, where to speak, how to speak, and what to speak. Otherwise, they will cause a problem, just like how Maada Bio said it. They're going to, it's a coup.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you very much.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah.
Right. Thank you very much. Mr. Abdul, thank you very much for coming. Now, then, people like so we actually want for good discuss because you know they come with that demented partisan too much word and call. You try for look at the truth and try for say it. I really appreciate. Would they come every weekend if you get chance? Because we really need Sierra Leone and they need people like Unaso. Otherwise, our country is going down the drain. So thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
All right. Yeah. So you see, if we Sierra Leoneans, especially this generation, we not try for value the importance of sovereignty, we are going to continue to be colonized mentally, virtually, and probably physically by all the monitors them. Mr. Rabo, correct me if I'm right. You know what they hear me people. You know what they hear people on social media and talk about the ECOWAS, then comments, then press release.
No, they come to them because they take us in our poor country. Now America get the money. What the America they say now? They support.
No, well, it's not about America alone because America, to be honest with you, they are actually trying for help. The European Union. You very well know, say America, they get interested in Sierra Leone too much, but not the way we actually. They not help them. They try for help the European Union because this particular.
Yeah, I understand.
It's just about like Libya. America not for being gone and bombed Libya, but they want for help France. They want for help Italy. So they did it for their own ally, not necessarily for themselves. You understand?
Because Europe was having investment in Sierra Leone.
Yep.
So that's the problem. Not necessarily the government, but the sponsors of the government, the lobbyists. They are the people who are causing this problem, not necessarily the government, but the entrepreneurs in Europe. They have investment in Sierra Leone where Maada Bio cut off from them. So they go to the lobbies. They lobby. It's a trade in America, in the Western world. So to convince the government that this government is bad, this government, let's take this from them. That's what they do.
Here is the funny thing, where a lot of people they don't understand. In 2018, would have been a cry down the European Union and America and other people them.
It's the APC.
Not the APC.
Yeah, because and the Western world understand the people, so they play on them. They know when they turn there, they will follow them. We are just mobs. When the Americans say yes, we say hey. When we say no, we say no. That's how we go. That's how it is.
Yeah, then they play on with integrity, on intelligence.
Yeah, they know us.
In 2018, we say the international, because when they say the international community, in our own opinion or that small sense of reasoning, it's the European Union, the Canada Center, the American, the French, the German, or let me just say the Western international community. That's right. When we the international community. So in 2018, we've been a crisis, then we want a regime change. So now they actually we lost the election. You understand? Today, at the SLPP. So what I talked earlier, where I want for it, because you see, when they just laugh, sometimes it's funny, but it's very important. This program is an educational program, not only for can listen to we, and we try for bickering about politics. We want for we enlighten you as a Sierra Leonean, so that even if you get this demented colonial mentality, you will begin get a spark of light now your brain a little bit, because it just takes a spark of light now your brain. It light the entire brain, and when you light the entire brain, you become enlightened. So we have to be very careful. Today, with the health international community, these guys are working on interest. If you continue for say, okay, yeah, this what you say no more, bra, like master slavery mentality, bra, what you say no more. Then they support you table. Look at Cameroon. Cameroon. How many years Paul Biya done the day? 42 years. 42 damn years. And we talk about democracy in Africa. These are the type of leaders them. The international community for go after. You know what? Then they protest them because they do them bidding.
Of course.
Always they say yes, sir. Look at Museveni. Now Uganda. How many years when Museveni don't rule? It's about over 30 years. 30 years.
They only go after them because they dance to their tune.
Adam. So the reason what make we bring this to now the purpose of this program, for make we able to educate Africans in general, Sierra Leone, we need for to get educated. If we want to come out from this conundrum, where they don't put you in this bag, where they don't put you in, everybody is just reshuffling within the same bag. Now, tomorrow, if the APC can have power, by God's power, with the can have power, through me.
We can't wait, Mr. Mankota.
And I refuse to say, no. I am a president of Sierra Leone, so I did look the interest of we people. Yes, I did work with Una, but it has to be 50-50 because I also represent the people. If they don't agree with me, now something will get for support me when we're already at the APC. Now begin to cry them down for say the international community now so hypocrite now so thing. Una be careful, be enlightened. That's all I am saying. But to try for make it able to round up, I just want for reiterate what I say and I stand, and I think say I get my opinion. Maada Bio was wrong. for come out, irrespective of the truth, he was wrong, for come out and make this specific accusation publicly. I not say the reason what he make, probably, I don't know, some people then they talk say, but the recall probably get for do with some of their electioneering problems here. Now I make probably they recall the American embassy. I'm just trying to speculate. I don't know whether it is true or not. You understand? But as a leader, one of the ability where you supposed to forget for try for bite your tongue, something where you know say not true, this not true. Waiting this why tell me now very, very bogus thing and interference, but you know, yes, it don't come out because number one, you know, get nothing for loose. Me and you talk about that now, not so. You don't get nothing for loose.
Yeah.
Now you talk so now then get the discussion for giving money or not for giving money. That they don't discussion. So if you come out and do that, some of we when people the way pragmatic, we come out and say it was wrong, even if waiting and talk not true. But the ethics of diplomacy must be observed, even during the time of high difficulties. You have to observe that, because the moment you broke that, it becomes a problem. Nobody knows to trust you again. Nobody knows to trust you again for talk to you privately. So that is very, very important. So Maada Bio should have kept this a secret. Right now, nobody knows able to pull up the power. None. He's going to continue for the next 5 years, no matter what somebody say. You understand? So just, you know, dear, say you able for achieve what you get for achieve, but for can't talk in the public, it affects not to Maada Bio alone, it affects the country. And me, I focus on the country more. That's not my own opinion. What's in your own opinion?
It's because you are 100% right. You understand, right?
Yeah.
It's just like a big brother and the small one fed. You understand? And I always they bring out of the truth. I don't know where I learned it from my parents or from people we sit around, because you know when we were young we used to sit around and brings out some things. And I ever learned from that. Where you model law, where you beat the wef, where you want to do something and net you not agree. Now morning you beat her, you go to your mama. If you go report you go talk case. You go explain yourself. Like how Maada you guys explain yourself, so you married the poil.
You don't get problem. Yeah.
You don't get problem because then they say you don't get respect. That's why model they can't talk them in there. You find a lot of host that married the poil. You know, be careful. The young boys then and they fight for them by you, then beat you. The sister. So exactly Maada Bio. But that the fact is that is the truth. Now make una fight, now make you beat up. But not all truth in the talk. You understand?
Now the same meaning, but it's
different. But different. Yeah. Right. Yeah, but actually that's different one from what I tell you. You understand what I say now, right? So the same thing that Maada Bio can do. You understand, right? So but having said that, we can begin, we not say, well, not the same thing. Now the Americans then they start. Because I know very well, I remember in this program, the recall where they recall it before be on the next year, January 9 in time, the 2024, 9 time for done. But because of this, I know saying I make them the reporter and then pull them. And I'm quite sure Maada Bio mentioned this phone call or whatever message the ambassador sent to her. I know say he file them together with the report we make to the Americans, we make the recaller. And that alone wouldn't be a punishment for him. Maada Bio before at least satisfy say, well, we don't take her out. Let the bygone be the bygone.
Exactly.
You know before Kai again can't talk her. But at the same thing again, we want to know the truth though.
Well,
we get to know the truth to see the hypocrisy of America.
But sometimes they say
and this is how it is. Yeah. But sometimes we suck it up. But again, Mr. You don't agree with people there, especially in Asalo. You say better pour with satisfied mind, gently with no satisfied, like that. So I mean, and Salomon, they're very common with those sayings. They always say, you know, you better want to pour and not get money than I get money, I will get trouble like this, like that. So I mean, So the thing works in both sides, both ways. You know do bad, you know do right. That I go tell you. You know do bad, you know do right. Then people the way one become democratic, the nations there na the world, because this will expose America. He exposed America to the world, to Africa, more so of what they are doing. You understand, right? And I drew a reference to that when we do some arguments with the other guys then at the WhatsApp in Sierra Leone. I reference Libya. I say, if una want let America destroy Sierra Leone, una follow them. You see how they do Libya? They don't care. When they destroy Libya, they leave it. They don't care. They don't care. Now bandits now they rule there. Now would not survive no more. And we don't want that in Sierra Leone. So I mean, Maada Bio is not wrong, and he's not right. That's all I can tell you. He's not right. He's not wrong. But again, it's a hard call. All right, it's a hard call. The Americans themselves, they don't expose them, so they go revenge. Definitely, America go revenge, and their revenge is discretional. Then they tell you, now so what, now so we feel. Whether you do all what they ask for, now this war, for make it qualify for anything, then they tell you say we not do we no want, because why? They don't get a reason. They say that's discretional. That's what I feel. Even the average American, I go do something. Say, I mean, now that I feel. Why? It's me. That's what I want to do. You get nothing to do about that.
Well,
So,
let me explain. What I want for spend on not so. So
yeah.
what I tell you, go spend your money. If you want to be independent and sovereign, go spend your money. No, this
Yeah.
business where we did na Africa.
Now business.
Now in the so we did big too much. Big too much. You see African leaders them when they begin campaign to people them, then go tell you say, well, in our community it trusts we. You know it not trust the other guy for money. You know for what's that mean?
Yeah.
You
And the European community, you don't say where you don't vex for Maada Bio. Again, another area where they vex for them now, and regarding the census. The census, where the European them pull out in the 11th hour. Yeah, the EU. Where they pull out in the 11th hour and they take their support off, they withdraw their support. Maada Bio, correct me if I'm wrong, he took the money, about 5 million or so, he sponsored the census. And that was first in the history of Sierra Leone, where the European Union they pull out on something where Sierra Leone they continue to have, because they always want 10 billion the money. So if this guy pull money, go continue with the census, European Union go say this guy wants to have kakala, you know. And as rumors said it, as rumors has it, right, Mr. Mr. Mankota, even these elections, we make to understand that 90% of the funding was done by the Sierra Leone government. This past election, where it not ever happened at the history of Sierra Leone. So the Europeans are looking at us like this guy becoming big though. We're gonna catch him with all this we are doing. So they don't allow to do things there for ourselves. They want to break from them. Always. So this is not the problem we have.
Well,
Maada Bio is neither wrong nor right.
Well, first of all, it's a little bit interesting, you know, for no say Maada Bio the vex. Hey, power noisy, yeah. Power noisy.
Yeah.
I can understand, you know, how some people then can feel we go inside power here, a black. By the time we they come out, they all
John White. Ask Obama. He will tell you that. Obama
now, no black here, no depend again.
no black man. He will tell you say no, why we come here all black, now why they left me all the white.
Yeah. But anyway, I don't get too much comments today, so I think I only 3 comments I guess now YouTube. Henry Baba say the APC supporters it's okay. The APC supporters, is it okay for the children of Wotloko to take the streets in a riot today singing Maada Bio, Rare Boy, and Fatima Bio, Rare Girl? What a shame. Is that the way to bring a child? Now today, then demonstrate today. I think say
Nah, last time, that Monday.
Monday, na the 11th. Well, I may not support Mami cause or any cause, but if you didn't at the kitchen, sometimes the heats no fear with you. So as long as then they as the one for ruling, not to everybody people they're able to control. You know, so not the APC party, if what them talking are true, what I hear, I don't know, some people then say that press release na fake, it doesn't matter to me. But if indeed now them pull that press release, the leadership, I totally support them because to be honest with, well, alhamdulillah, I'm not happy because then kill I think now 2 people that died through a stray bullet, and I don't know how much they arrest, about 72 or so, 75 people them, and I just they try for call on the government for release them people then they at least the protest not successful, and will not get too much disaster on Monday. That's not a very good thing, but sometimes we get forgive people then the opportunity for make them express their view, and sometimes not to everybody able for expressing.
Mr. Mankota, let me just I have a problem with watching Henry Baba, right? The problem I have and a problem with you is that it's not about using obscene languages or bad words. You understand, right? It's about looking at the children. Look at those children from the ages of 8 to 25 and more of 8 to 18. And then they do this havoc as young kids of that nature. Mr. Mankota, let's face facts. America, because that's what Sierra Leoneans are compared to, what Americans are doing. Do you ever see children of that nature in the streets? Well, leave it alone. If you go to the media, you will see 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, boys and girls, they line them up, they write something, begin ask them, who's why you want Maada Bio or this, that, say Samura de Yala. Small children, little children. So, I mean, before the child, this is a problem. That's a big problem in Sierra Leone. All right. My kids are all due to vote. Sometimes I force them to go to vote. They don't even know who is sometimes they don't even know who is this, who is that, Mr. Mankota. You will never hear. I don't know if you have your children talking about politics in your house. I don't know if you have.
I do.
They talk about, the politics in America.
Yeah, in America, yeah. Not frequently, but sometimes.
Yeah, but very limited. Unless on few occasions they talk about it. You understand? So they put these little kids to course.
Well, me on. Now adults.
I have a problem with that.
Now adults them, not to children. So I know they. Yeah, wait a minute. Them in small. No, they're not being. We'll not get that time there anyway.
Right. I'm talking of the Sierra Leoneans now. You got 18 to 20, 22, 23 years old, and more of 18 to 17 years, 8 to 17 years. These kids are politicizing. These kids are causing radical, and those are even Mr. Mankota, radical is even the small one. This guy push. And get them jargon. Them mami cause jargon there, where they learn from the school of Maada Bio.
Those children are victims.
Already. Yeah.
So we just need for continue for preach and try for educate. Maybe one day we will see results. But the problem is we have people where they say counter narratives. We always the push we picking them now the wrong path. And if them picking them, then grow na them path them become leaders them. Now we are the same people the way they criticize and say, yeah, I'm not a good leaders. Well, the way you bring them up.
Yeah.
The way you bring up your child, that's why he get for being when he grow up.
Exactly. And so, if you're lucky, if you're lucky, God no pass Vienna because then confusion that wouldn't they cause. Any president we can then get confusion and they make confusion and they not cheat. If you're lucky survive to that time, bullet no hit them. Then you're lucky. You already put the children in harm's way. In harm's way.
Hamidu R. Conte, man, be honest to your conscience. I don't know who that you been talk to, because Now 3 people then they discuss now. Yeah, we call her, then we 2. And he also say your analysis is complete fallacy. Well, you get for okay. This program now kind of an interactive, but we need some kind of a better way for communicate. Some of them statements here now incomplete, now ambiguous statements. Right now, whose analysis would have been to do the analysis where you talk about? So at least if the name, if you add the name, like Dr. Mankota, your analysis is a complete fallacy. I know now for say you talk that to me directly, they refer to or Mr. Cabo or Mr. Abdul, who have been in at the phone. But if you just they talk so, we don't know. We'll get so
And
many.
besides, Mr. Mankos, I asked him to call you. You get a number there, so he tell us and he talk. We listen. That's why we are here, as you said.
Yeah,
Let's call.
Because
Call, man.
Not everybody able to express by written. Hey, look at the number. No, not to him. This
Call.
one.
Tell him, Mr. Man, call us. Call and let's talk. Let's hear your version. We are all learning. We are all Sierra Leoneans.
Like the number this. They say
Yeah, we got different versions.
One. And you see Anaya, it in the bottom here, 1480409400. So just call like putting the other guy say. But if you want to write, make it be a complete statement, because at the end of the day, you will put confusion. We're not in like ambiguous statement. All right. Let's go to Mr. Kekura 007. Sir, it was a lie that they funded the election 90%, sir. These SLPP are full of lies. They are more concerned in telling lies to look good rather than doing good things to reflect reality. Now you this statement go to.
That's fine. So like tell we what you know the tell her like can tell we who that are the contributors and how much each one contributes, because the past elections during APC time when they make the elections, we they read and say the European Union don't put 4 million, the so don't put 5 million for the elections. But Mr. Mankos, I hear anything of that nature this time? Who put and who don't put?
I know there are some international bodies then we contributed some of the processes directly. I know say the total now about 90 million. I think between 90 to 92 million when I in the total cost of the election.
The election, right?
Yeah. So I don't know how much each group puts. I know say Sierra Leone actually put the largest. That I can tell you. I don't know how much. I don't know if 20, but then put the largest. But there are other body. We do that.
So we are almost there. We are almost correct. Because it never happened in the history of Sierra Leone where Sierra Leone put the largest amount of money in election. We normally don't even have, virtually don't have. Everything we get it from outside. So
Mr. Kekura also say all these awards that they are boasting about achieving doesn't reflect what's going on in Sierra Leone.
All right.
I think it mean the hardship, and I agree with him. Yeah. You know, Sierra Leone is suffering very seriously. Our people
That's quite correct.
So I've been trying to put things together for me exploratory team this past week, and I've been look at certain information about Sierra Leone for put, because I try to build up what I call issue-based information. Waiting actually can happen in Sierra Leone. Let's start with the economy. Within the economy, how the economy they do. Why we're not able to insulate the economy from global problems. Waiting at the best way we're able to build a formidable global resistant local economy. You know, I think the problem we will get is we're not getting local infrastructure when it comes to the economy. We don't. That's now one of the biggest problems we will get. There is no local infrastructure where with the same generic type of economic activities at all. Everything with the import. And if they import everything, when the global markets crash, it crashes with us. That's not the biggest problem we'll get us alone. Let's try to build a generic local-based economy. I'm not going to say now it's supposed to cover everything. No, it has to link or relate with the global economy. But let me try the basic needs. For example, the pepper, the yabas, the rice, the eat. The staple food them. Now we're able to produce them enough for ourselves. That alone able to insulate we from some of the problems that we face. But everything as alone with the import. Everything with the import. Now,
yeah, Mr. Mankota, you're quite right. Do you know there are politicians that were going to the market, to be specific, even Samura Kamara, asking the price of pepper, asking the price of yabas, where you know get Lontono in backyard. And how you call him? Dennis Bright. One day I tell her, you know get Lontono in backyard. Mr. Mankota, we all born a salon. We all know. Them pepper there, then cassava live there, them pepper live there. We know they buy them. We don't just go behind and go pick then can cook. Mm-hmm. You know that. Sierra Leone today, you want anything, you go buy them, you know they work out. If I had to grow onions in America and the shipping agency, 9 consolidated shipping agency who took over the system. Well, last year they make 190 billion. They monopolize everything. By the time I load a bag of yabas, in fact, now the way they import now, then they see. When they say salon custom. By the time they reach yonder, the money don't go up. Who do they pay for them? I mean, or are you? If you know one cultivate onions, you don't want to go na samu. You go dry salt. Water, let make salt, and I have to import it from here. You're gonna pay the cost. How about? This is exactly what you are talking about. Though you talk it in a minute way, but it's the most important thing. And this is what Maada Bio is saying. And this is the program. Is I don't know how you call it in politics. It is like he had the education program. We used to call it what? How you call it? The major part of his whatever. Now this year I forgot the word. Sorry. This year.
Flagship.
The flagship, exactly. This 5 years, his flagship program is Feed Sierra Leone. And all these things are involved. You understand?
Yeah, but now we wait and see. Because politicians...
We wait and see. Even though it's getting tough time, just like the educational system, when the other part of the aisle were lambasting people. And in fact, I made mention to that to you in the program years back when they say, "Oh, this is not a better education." I say, "Okay, you sit down, you picking down 6 years old, not put in a class one, let's let APC kind of power. You know, after 5 years, you pick it up 11 years. You know, go school. You know, let APC bring better." I tell them, say, supposing APC lose again, then at 10 years, you pick it up be 16 years. You know, go school. Now you go blame, and that don't happen right now. I am telling you, we know people who don't put their ticket in our school because now SLPP bring free education. Mankota, I am telling you this, I know it. All right. The people that don't be 16 years, they don't get class 1 education. So let's see again how this flagship program of feeding the people will take place.
I will be happy if you succeed because that's my very thing. But this now one of the issues and way I don't do my research for the past 2 weeks or put out some of the exploratory things them. I find out say the biggest problem is alone to get local economy. We don't have it. Everything is imported. Everything you have to do with money from outside for coming in. You know.
Look what they talk, Mr. Mankota. You read that when they talk now 1,200,000. Mr. Mankota, Gary during which time people are not eat Gary. I remember why they secondary.
Now the one that when a poor people like them students them where you know
they give it for go school, where come on for camp, where come on school you so come. You eat them and when you get yourself you lucky. Mankota, why be the secondary school? Why they go holiday? Because every time now 3 times we been get during time. First time, second time, third time. Where school luck would they go holiday? One go holiday. People there, then they complain because they know the food is small, then they cook the plazas plenty that the pot past the rest. So when I see that, and we get the Gary there, and me they go make the Gary. I see that. So I see that they started. I tell them because the rest small, they're not very full. I tell them, whenever they give me rest, me when I give me the sauce, I go soak me Gary. Mr. Mankota, this is a true story. I tell you so. Then they give me the sauce, I go soak me Gary. Me people there, me brother, me sister then they don't eat the Gary. Me then they give me. I mean when I school boy, when they come on a secondary school, where they can go work, then they give me the sauce. They say in a Gary they eat. I go soak the Gary. I put the plazas.
Yeah.
Now, that cassava, the way they see, so during our time, man, I mean, my uncle, where they grow them cassava, and now the swamp, the time they for make the rest. Then they pass message in a tongue. Everybody where one cassava, let go root them because they want to go make the farm. They want to go grow the rice. Then they root out to where. These things are simple to cultivate. I can make acres of cassava. I know how to do it. These boys don't want to work. Then they complain, say, carry 1 million. Wait, why they go now Africa? Why they go make me cassava farm? Now 2 million are the sell and give. That's teach you sense.
It's interesting. Look, Shaban, welcome back. Maada went and showed that he is the father of democracy. Maada should have chosen his word carefully. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, definitely.
You're right. You are somehow right. Not 100% right. You are 50% right. And Maada Bio is 50% right. That's what I'll tell you. It's a win-win situation.
Maada Bio angry. I know say now the TP and then they go bulldoze me there again.
No, they're not a bulldoze you because you are fair enough. But what I'll tell you is a 50-50.
They always say they defend. Now defensive player them. SLPP now TP and now defensive player them.
There is no winner in this case.
No. We all are losers them. It was very, very uncalled for. I don't say very angry, but for being calm and public and say that that's okay. It already don't happen. It just like the ambassador. He wasn't supposed to do that, but I don't know why.
Well, he started that. That's the problem. He started. The Americans started.
Yeah, but
the only thing no more then they get absolute power. That's the whole thing. They have the absolute power in the world. But it's not that they are right.
Yeah, they are wrong. Yeah, we all not condemn them now this program. Yeah, we condemn them this program. Yeah.
They are wrong. The only thing they are the big fathers. So,
well, I agree with Ali Kabam. You know, so Ali Kabam, it's time like say, don't begin pull hints.
No, that's not after. If it is a hint, it is a progressive hint.
Yeah,
destroy. It's a learning moment. You know, and I love it, but it's not. You cannot condemn Maada Bio. It's a 50-50 issue.
No,
it's a 50-50. It takes time. It takes pain to build up a country, to build up a nation. You have to go through hurdles, and in the process, you have to say the truth. You have to hurt other people. Yeah. You have to say the truth, and that's what it is. It doesn't matter. You feel bad about it. If there's progress, trust me, you're gonna get progress.
Yeah, if they tell me, I wait the now go na their own country, now they go talk back.
Yeah, of course. You think that my country talk all that and they wait now go to America. Now they go talk what you know they do.
I'm tell you one thing. Maada Bio after he come up power, you know they ever come na America again.
Again, right?
You know
the Americans they go hate them.
Yeah. Anyway, well,
that was a bold undertaking.
Yeah. I think say he make a little bit of things and way. I don't know, but it's okay.
Well, it's an international car.
Yeah. Yeah.
International car. Wow.
Yeah. So
what do you think about the meeting? What are you expecting to the UN? Let's talk a little about it.
Yeah, let me just do them two comments here, and we'll talk about that. All right. Shaban say I'm afraid if that what Maada Bio called democracy. He went and showed craziness. Americans know what he don't know about himself. We want peace in Sierra Leone, please. Okay. Ajibu Tijan Jallo, my APC comrade.
Oh, Mr. Ajibu don't come.
Dangerous because I attended Bio town hall meeting. Oh, you attended that meeting, eh? No, hold on. I can't call her. I can't call her.
Tell her if they can UN on Monday. If they can New York on Monday, I go down at the UN too. Man, go they can.
No, but I know they go yonder, but me not SLPP.
But I mean, who that they strike? I mean, who that they demonstrate day?
The other way they demonstrate, then don't go if they get with me. Me not they go spend money, pay $500 for go demonstrate. Then at the end of the day, I'm not going to change anything. If not New York or now Washington, yes, I would definitely do that. For being go for good demonstrate.
Well, me there. Talk to Ramba.
So tell me exactly what's going on. What's going on now the town hall meeting?
All right. Hold on. All right. So yesterday, we had the town hall meeting at American University, where they talk about the election. It's actually saying not to any issue, we are going to issue that European issue. Origin NBU and provide money to ECFL as required by law. We say the government call out before they leave the results and ask government to tell ECFL they don't read that result. We say, but not to get control over that. ECFL went on and get the result. We say, so America they call and say, you're not democratic. Well, what's more undemocratic than that? For make you tell me to make a call ECFL and tell them they don't read a result. You see, now as one as also, and they talk about, but that's not interference. So that's not in the people from yesterday.
So why people then they call you now for say you now wait it? Let me see again. Why people
when they call me dangerous, when they call me saying a bad person, me not for good day, I not for money a day, I not for one of the moment to do this together. So the conference to me one of the moment to do this together, the same man Bazura and a bad person, the party no one time saying for money I am at all. So because of that, being a traitor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my, not say we not standard people, we're not afraid something, right?
If you not get close to SL people who listen to what they talk, make you go to the theater, then they have a single. They can hear what they want. Yeah, but you have to be there.
Yeah.
I know they're going to the possible meeting, but town hall meeting, I am going to attend all day long. And I want to this on the subject.
Mr. Lankota?
Not to walk the law. Currently, I am the recognized president of the Republic of Sierra Leone. Inside Salon, with everybody do. But we can out of Salon, for respect them, for them the decency, for them the decorum. And regardless of that, we're talking about that. Whether you like it or not. That has nothing to say that another issue with the region of the election. And when you see the American again, from the DC policeman, the way they can speak one of place, to the secret service, the way they come. So how do they set up the place? The other man, they recognize that
Mr. Kabo, I want to talk to you. Mr. Kabo, go ahead.
Mr. Jallo.
Yeah, just
I do.
yeah.
Now, Mr. Jallo, I want to ask you a question. You know, so we're not standard boys there. We're not afraid with Kichikata like you. You know. So, but my question is based on that answer when Maada Bio give, when they ask her, what you take away home on that? What's your own opinion? What do you think about the answer when Maada Bio give? The explanation.
Hold on.
Well, honestly, Mr. Tago, it confused me. I really for those people now. Let me talk to other people because what you Maada Bio say and I read this way too. American government call up. Tell us making all these results. Like the first thing I read it. So I really need to analyze them, make an intelligent submission about that. Honestly speaking, these are still confused. I don't know how to take that. And American University, in a public forum, in a public soil, American high club, something like that.
That's huge, right? That's a huge past you.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Right. So so after the American University, like I said today now, of course, they know give chance for me to ask questions, and because some of we really go there for ask questions. We get 4 APC people, and they want to know the one Mohamed Bangura, when you know the chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee, with them. Then you get me, you get Sunday Moses, and you get them locks. We are the APC people. We really wanted to ask questions with regards to the economy, with regards to elections, and with regards to whose intention will it get for actually put a team together and investigate the election after the American non-tell us they're not happy with the team we put together with the president, with the vice president they lead. But they're not the chance for that. And he came up, he spoke, he promised he will build Lumbe Bridge, and he will build a man. He will build a man, he promised that one day. And he talked about the fact that plenty of the socio-economic indicators has improved with regards to infant mortality rate, life expectancy down there. I don't know how to do that. The life expectancy don't move from 53 to 61. So I not categorize whether a woman in mean or whether a man in mean, but just generally. So I don't know. I have to go back and check. So this what I will talk about infant mortality rate. You know the number, but it's improved. Then of course you talk about the fact that there's 42 women down at Parliament, and also you don't bring at least 10 of the ministers them, and young people them, and the fact that young people are the futures of tomorrow, so we get to start for support them to give and kind of made and so his speech was fine, the president, and I'm happy that I attended and I listened. Now that does not say I'm not going to join the protest on Wednesday, but it's fine that I'm here and I listen firsthand to the process.
Mr. John, I'm going to be there Wednesday.
Hold on. Go ahead.
Mr. Jalo, you're going to be in New York on Wednesday?
In New York on Wednesday, yes. I'll be in New York today. I'm heading back home, yeah.
Are you in New York right now?
And
yeah.
What I want to do for TPN, I want to give us an opportunity to hear from the Honorable Mohamed Bangura, who is here with me right now.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Oh, Mohamed did it.
So over to you, you have the Honorable Mohamed Bangura.
All right, my Honorable.
No talk to Ramba.
Yeah. Honorable, I do. Gusha.
Otem Topia.
You hold on. You.
Honorable Bangura.
Hold on first, Mr. Kabo. Hold on. I wouldn't call first because I get for switch. The wouldn't call. Okay, talk now.
Yeah, I just agreed, the Honorable Mr. Bangura. I do.
Introduce yourself first before because sometimes you know not sabi you.
I think you know me.
Okay, well, let's listen to them. Go ahead, Honorable.
Well, we don't come with the president Washington, New York. for attend UN General Assembly. I come as a result of the position where I get as the new chairman of the Parliamentary Committee on Foreign Affairs.
Oh.
We host the Foreign Affairs chairman. Every year we get in the camp. Chairman and 3 of the committee members there. Members of Parliamentary, always the president took out with himself occasion. So by and large, those are the case work camp, and we come follow the president and the town hall meeting today, and also the meeting yesterday in American University, and we meeting in Kinley, which we don't throw to the public, and just like yesterday, we get complaints from some APC people and for say the town hall meetings today is closed. They don't try for login, they don't try for take part in the town hall meeting for today, but they always tell us say the need for the minister. They always tell us the need for it. We come to them now they register. So yesterday we come now myself and Aji Bujala also know the ambassador. I tell the ambassador, but say or no starting that they close the town only to SLP people. I say many open now. So APC people, many come read the president. Many ask them questions. I say because the president is the president of the country.
Yep.
Not only SLP number for town hall meeting. So luckily the ambassador gave yield to what you tell us. So he opened the registration. All man come to be at the hall. So although I read the president and you know talk about the whole thing inches around national reconciliation. So by and large, that's okay.
So let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Now you know the leader of the APC in the parliament, right? Acting leader, yeah.
Yes.
So all the position where APC supposed to get them position, you didn't them position in the all.
No. They don't announce the committees in the parliament. APC gets 9 positions in parliament. 9 committees. With a left for APC in the parliament. We only do one committee. So, because as a member of parliament, you only chair one committee.
Oh, okay.
Because the committees are all the parliament have 28 committees there.
Okay.
So now only one committee now chair. So do all other committee chairs now one committee chair. Apart from being a member of ECOWAS parliament. So then each of them committees and they space for APC members there.
But nobody know nobody not occupy them.
No, nobody not occupy them.
Wow.
Nobody not occupy them.
Let me ask you a question then. Because the last time when me and you talk, we talk where I've been in a salon, we talk about the intention for going to parliament and you go to parliament. And we also talk about 29 sittings now in they're supposed for absent. After that, then they lose their seat. How many sittings now?
We don't do 21.
21, he left about 8.
Yes, he left 9.
9, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. I not say hopefully most of the APC folks I'm talking about the MP elect, they want for Canada Parliament, right?
Well, Marcos, I not MP the APC in Canada Parliament. I knew that from the one. From the one. I'm not saying Canada Parliament.
So Nathaniel talk at one time say he have to deal with you, you and the other guy who go to parliament. What's in the implication here, especially about your membership in the APC?
Yes, I talk 2 things. As a matter of fact, I'm taking him to court. He talk number 1, he take me not to APC. He not to me to APC. because I'm a member of Parliament. It's not saying I'm APC because I'm contributing and contributing. As a matter of fact, the challenge was you not get a single cent, in single money, you need to contribute to an APC.
Huh?
When people record them all see them.
Is that not they pay?
Okay. Yes, and then no, they contribute one kobo.
I mean, I don't like Mohammed. You know, say that team is standard boy.
1,000 every day.
Okay. So, but I'm not saying. Yeah, go ahead.
So I take an accord. When I reach Nabari, I don't have an accord. So I am a member of APC as it is. I'm a member of APC. Until somebody say otherwise, I'm a member of APC.
So, how is the negotiation they go on between the APC and the SLPP?
Well, I know for sure the Commonwealth will go on. That is opposite the situation of the Peace Commission.
Wow.
Now, Commonwealth go now propose preliminary talks and
okay.
But APC insists that any talks will get for take place, it will happen after the 25. That is after the UN General Assembly. According to them, they say HLPP one use that talk say for Ghana. Hunger.
They want watching? Mr. Mankota, clear me on that.
They want for use that talk there for Can America.
For Ghana hunger, for Ghana talk we don't get peace talk and so on and so forth.
Okay.
Everybody's working together. But you and I know say not for that hunger different.
Well,
you know that. The
yeah.
speech where President Bio go for present for the UN General Assembly, it don't write over 15 months ago. You know that.
Yeah.
But all that, they just do them for impress the supporters, the ordinary supporters.
So, Honorable, what are the stake right here for we party the APC in the next 5 years? What do you see? What are the prospects?
I will tell you for sure. The APC party, if we will not be careful, the way we go as a party is going to be difficult for us for any election ahead. Because now 6 months against after it. Yeah? Mm-hmm. We will get convention 3 years. Mm-hmm. I think 3 years from now, we will be convention.
Yeah.
And up to now, we're busy when they talk about elections. Elections, we don't get president. We will not say that election there is no way when the people can redo and last night. So there is no way when the people do and last night. So instead of winning at this time, people from the election organize themselves and put the party together, we're busy for the first itself. So as you see now, people are saying that, oh, that Mohammed not to APC. Oh, this person not to APC. Oh, that person not to APC. But Maada Bio, when did they transition HLPP? When you not say in party, it fragmented, a lot of people are disgruntled. He went to their houses, talking to them. Baby, just to kind of Unikala, he go in village, he go bigger. It's a kind of support we do, I mean. But in the APC, we don't have it. We don't have it.
So what's in your message before I let you go to the young APC then way now then get for be the future of the APC party?
Well, the young APC then Now they'll get problems. Themselves will get problems. Yeah, we don't allow the likes of Yastane them don't confuse with pollute the party with ideas that are wrong, my brother. And the young people, few of them, instead of the image to go on and try for reconcile and reach out for being everybody, they seem to for the back them. Yeah? They seem for the back them. So for me, you know, I don't see the picture of APC united under this present leadership who gets the APC. Because the young people themselves, they don't take sides. The young people themselves, they don't want to see themselves. The young people themselves, they allow people to go inside we. Today, we are divided as young people, first of all. We want to talk, they say, hey, them pardon and get the party. We the picture them pardon. So the picture, I don't know.
Well, it's been a pleasure, Honorable, for talk to you again. Thank you very much. I know she gets.
You want to send them to me or we done?
Okay, hold on. Let me.
I just want to ask one question.
Talk to you, Mr. Gabo. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Honorable, how you do?
Yeah, just go ahead. You know the every way they talk.
Yeah, I know say you be there on the town meeting yesterday in American University where Maada Bio attend, and you be there listen keenly to his speech and in the questions there how he answered there. What are the positives and the negatives there where you get from that meeting yesterday, if any?
The only major surprise news that I get from the meeting is the fact that we don't hear from President Bio to say America try for interfere into our election process by directly through the ambassador asking him, Maada, for prevail on ECFL not to announce the election results. Not to announce the election results. To me, that's the only news of the event. Because in talk was straightforward. You know,
so how you perceive that news? How you perceive that news?
Anybody? To me, it's still. When we self surprise.
Yeah. I get one viewer where say I ask you a question. He said, I don't know if you know about this. He said, please ask either Honorable or Mr. Ajibujalo, probably Ajibujalo, or you probably will able to answer. It's about the mayor elect for signing in a treaty as a substantive mayor when she has not been sworn in as a mayor. Please, you get any idea about this particular treaty where Akisoya signed?
You know, I'll tell you whatever activity the mayor engage itself with Naya is rather unfortunate because she is an elected mayor that has refused to go to the oath of office. He refused to take the oath of office. For her to come to America to come perform mayoral duties, I was surprised. I was really surprised. Me to feel say when I send the decision to come to attend not as Akisoya but as a mayor of Freetown. The same way where he refused to go take the oath of office and Freetown was serve as a mayor. Now the same way for not telling people that say I decline the positive decision. But you see double standard.
Yeah. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you again. Well, welcome back to America.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So, Mr. Gabo, I don't know if you understand this mayor insignation. I heard about that. Was it this morning or yesterday? You get any idea what's not the contract?
I think it was yesterday, and he appeared in Connecticut. Actually, in Connecticut, this app, what they call Connecticut, yeah. And he signed this treaty on behalf of Sierra Leone as a mayor. I don't know the inner part of the treaty, but I get a flimsy report about it. But the thing which strike everybody in mind in that conversation was that she is the mayor elect and hasn't taken the oath of office. So we don't know what, because I hear that from Thomas Sankara, Sankara Radio Media.
Mm.
But the question now is, they say, well, until we know Sierra Leonean there, and as long as they bring it, they go bring, that will left. And some people then they say, no, but that's uncalled for. It's kind of a little ambiguous. And we they wait when they go home, waiting at the home government, which action we then will take. Because they find out, say, if they do things on your own, they do in the interest of the country or the state, the city where it is governed. And it's like there are no rules and regulations to follow. You don't get no boss, you don't get nobody. You just they do things where in want for himself. So that kind of attitude, when they see when they go back, whose action the home government could take against them. Because we have the minister of local councils, right? Local government or whatever is in charge. So we will wait and see what they will come up with in light of that.
So you know anything about the contract itself?
No, I don't know about the contract. I only know about that. The specifics of the contract, what contract. I only know she went to sign a treaty in Connecticut. But the inner part of it, or what it contains and what it is for, we don't know.
Well, first of all, I just want to apologize to we viewers. I lied. Earlier, I say I would try my level best for just make a 1 or 1.5 hour. Now we are over 2 hours. So, well, sometimes it's good. You go on and on and on.
Too many things about Sierra Leone.
Yeah, there are too many things we're supposed to do. Because the only time when they come on, now once a week. So where would they get that everything? It's very difficult for me. We just release everything in 1 hour. And I think sometimes we go to 2 hours, 2.5 hours. But I hope everybody enjoy that. And do you subscribe now YouTube, because this specific now the last day today we next week I will start for broadcast also on YouTube at the same time on Facebook. I specifically just focus on YouTube and Caster. Caster now a new platform where at the broadcast also. So you can check them out now. castre.net. You see with the back who the broadcast, but I want for bump up YouTube then subscription. That make I say no thing. That I link YouTube to Facebook instead of I do a live broadcast also now Facebook. So you go able to get some kind of a linkage where you go able to make you go na YouTube and go subscribe. Last week was very, very marvelous. It's about 220 subscribers last week alone. That was very, very marvelous. And I hope say at the end of the program today, I go able to get more. So where are they past the threshold? Where are they look for? Oh, Mr. Kabo, what's now your last word before I let you go?
Well, actually, my last word now a question. All right, to you. About the expectations in the UN from the government of Sierra Leone. But in particular with the ICC, I want to find out from you if what you think if by February next year, we will have about 4 to 5 vacancies of judges in the International Criminal Court, in the ICC. And the Maada Bio is now a member of the non-permanent Security Council, and with the UN, with the 5 permanent now, making 10, and they are the people who are doing the votes. They vet the candidates, the Security Council. It's the one that voted the candidate and submit that. But in lieu of that, the present judges, the four who are whose term of office is to end by by February next year. The term of office as a judge in the ICC is 9 years, and they also have the right to contest if they want to. If they want to leave, they can leave, but they give them, they're also eligible to contest, even though their term of office is done. And in Sierra Leone, since 1994 to 2012, we had a judge there by the name of Abdul G. Koroma. I never know this guy. He was our judge representing Sierra Leone there. I mean, well, not representing Sierra Leone because they're not doing it by countries, but he was a Sierra Leonean judge that was in the international criminal judge and court. And since 2012, we don't have anybody else. Do you think that Maada Bio will submit a candidate for this position, or will a Sierra Leonean apply for this position? Because let me make it clear, the application or the membership as a judge in the international country, you are not representing a country. You are not representing your country. You are just being there as a candidate. You're not representing, even Sierra Leone, somebody from Sierra Leone, he's not representing Sierra Leone.
Yeah,
no, representing. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So you think we will have somebody to apply for that position?
If you want the truth, Mr. Kabo, in my own opinion, the criminal international courts should be abolished. No, seriously. You know, they serve the interest of the African. No, seriously. I talked about this weeks back, where I said the criminal, the ACC, the ICC, International Criminal Court, now another an extended tool for colonialization. Seriously, just look at the people then way don't go way they don't care go na that criminal court them. Majority na Africans them. You want to tell me say na Africans say no more the cause problem na the world? No. And it can be say none of the Western societies, none of them not care go they not care go none of the Western societies them na that cause them. Why? We all know say everybody is committing something where warrant the ICC for make them take charge of that. But the funny thing here is the one that way actually create this ICC, none of them are members. Does that sound? Does that ring a bell? None of them.
But the last time, yeah, Mr. Mendoza, the last time I checked, a few weeks ago, the last person I see in the ICC who's been called to court or been sent to court is
Putin.
Vladimir Putin. Well, and one other man. There are two. Vladimir Putin and the other man. Yeah.
Well, guess what? Russia is not a signatory to the court, so no nonsense.
No, it's not. Russia is not a signatory to the court, but Russia is a member of the United Nations, the United Nations, and it is not the ICC that called Russia. It is the United Nations Security Council recommend that he has to be in the court because it is when the United Nations when the United Nations security sits together, they protect, they look into the security of the world. If they deem it necessary that this individual is a threat to the world, they will recommend that to the ICC, and the UN recommend him to the ICC.
Anybody will tell you saying that the UN recommend the arrest warrant of
the Security Council. The Security Council.
How they tell you so? Not the Security Council not recommend that. None. Go check. Go check anywhere. Go check anywhere. Now the UN Security Council, they not recommend that. You understand? What in the UN Security Council been do? Them being order an investigation into one of the massacre where happened near Kiev. You understand?
Okay.
But the Without force the ICC for make an arrest warrant. Now Britain and the United States outside of the UN. Now outside of the UN, because the UN when they go talk about the war in Ukraine, anything we can do there, either China or Russia, then they veto any decision what they make. So they bypass the UN because they're not able to bring in, because they want then are permanent members who get the power for veto anything like the UN. So then bypass down them. Britain in particular, now they're actually threatening that UN judge when in the head overall head. I think now
the ICC.
The ICC, yeah.
The ICC. Can.
Yeah, so, yeah. Then threatening say if they're not what they call an arrest warrant, then they stop the funding. So yeah, so you go not say number one, they all know say that arrest warrant is not binding. It's not because because the guy that kind of a media what they call for make them just try for disgrace Putin na the media, but they know say they not get the power for arrest him because number one, Russia is not a signatory to the, even though they create some. This is why I say the ICC.
America is not too.
America is not at all. So just imagine when I cook food, when I say when I don't eat food day, but when I people there, no, this not for when I just eat who no one eat.
When I go eat,
it don't make no sense to me, you know. So, but it just feel like one particular thing where the UN then do also then force the African nations them for make none of the countries in Africa for produce even small what they call weapons them.
WMB, weapons of mass
destruction. They're small, like they're AK-47, they wouldn't call it. African countries by the UN law, wait and sign, including Sierra Leone, they're not supposed to produce any of their small weapons. Then
the ammunition.
They do not. Yeah,
but then get there.
You go for buy. You get for buy. So you see the exploitation where then they do the same thing with
you gotta use your natural resources.
No. You go
when you become a rebel, you be a rebel, you go arrange with them, they sell to you. The beers with the blood diamond, the beers in New York. Yeah, on Fifth Avenue.
They not get diamond places where then the mines where now big one there, but now they get the just about like France.
They get only diamonds.
France will get gold, but France will get the largest gold depository now their own offices them. So you know the ICC now a kind of an extended tool. But if you ask me, because they're not going ever until Africa man they make their own international or African criminal courts where then they prosecute people them. The ICC is just a tool.
Right.
A tool.
I got you. That's a good conversation. So let's go. Yeah. That's good.
So that's my own way and call. I mean no one for way and call that with them people then because anyway. But anyway, my last word here is especially this now for Sierra Leoneans them, whether you're APC or SLPP, because always they come with so many topics them, but at the end of the day, they try for educate more. Sometimes people, especially Sierra Leoneans them, because of this mentality who don't get divisive mentality who don't get about we country, we try for pivot to we political parties them. The most important thing now is our political party instead of the country. Now, they make certain foreign entities, then they use we, because they know say we are divided, we are easy to be divided. The West, they know more about we than we know about ourselves. But it's not too late. Sierra Leoneans, take Sierra Leone number 1, then you party number 2. Because without the country, there is no party. When I remember what happened during the rebel war, some of us sometimes, when I've been born now already, at least when I get sense, there was nothing like a political party activity during the internet day. Because what did they do? You don't now always think about your safety. You see? So I don't say right now, we at the APC, we work with the international community for make we able to pull the SLPP. But when I remember, like what I talked earlier, in 2018, the SLPP were working with the same international community for remove the APC. So you see how they play on we. Just make sure say you like your country and fight for your country first. Your political party now a temporary entity. There will be no political party if the country not stable, and there will be no progress if the country not stable. So that one day, Namion advise this. Yes, sometimes you can vex for me because me na APC. I for say within APC them majority of the APC for say, but I know they say that, so you go vex for me. But I want for make you go sit down think. You go lay down. Forget about the partisan side of it. Go lay down careful and listen to me very carefully. Waiting at the top, you go realize I am more APCian than most of the people there because you know what? I believe say we all are APC, not to donkey them. Donkey now then they take, then they drive. We say then they carry and go now they go. I reckon a whole they go there. But you as a human being, you get sound reasoning. Now that make them call you a human being because your level of understanding is far better than the animal, and you get an independence for make you think for yourself. So now this I guess for now, I just want for make we continue for the preach peace in the country, but then people are always see. So you talk about Maada Bio, you talk about Hannes Koloma, you talk about Tanzania, you talk about whoever. They are all the same. Some of them don't know they that power for 50 years or over. Who side they carry go? No side. And what did they do? Then they set fire away. So you got to be very careful. It is time for me we begin changing with attitude. We're not able to succeed if the people know they change their attitude towards the love for country, because the government, like a government of the people, for the people, and by the people. So all the three things I will argue, it all points towards you, the people. Not enough, make somebody can use you. Not enough for let somebody can use you for destroy a police station, go kill somebody or this, that. Now you brothers them. Then there's I've been watch one guy we then kill Panda protest, we then call Kalon or something like that. I go on social media for just make a social experiment. All the social media where I go, where I see people and they talk about that guy, they Mr. Kabo, you know how they define that guy? Now SLPP.
That's an SLPP, yeah.
They're nobody come out and say this not Sierra Leonean.
So, SLPP. Not so much, man.
So now we don't define ourselves based on the political party instead of the country. That's not the danger where we try to fall into. You know, every side where I go, this SLPP, this is SLPP guy. Well, what about nationality? Where if was B before it be SLPP? What about this?
So value. So to them, like the opposition to them, those who are the APC fanatics thing, that man of value because it's an SLPP. If it is an APC also, SLPP they look and say value because it's an APC.
Exactly. That's exactly the point where they try for them. Let we not define ourselves as human beings as APC, SLPP. The moment we begin to do that, we lost the sense of reasoning. Let we define ourselves as Sierra Leonean. That APC guy we then kill, now a Sierra Leonean. We all supposed to condemn that. That SLPP guy we then kill, now a Sierra Leonean. We all supposed to condemn that. But I see people, them, even people the way as I be personally, when are very, very smart and intelligent people, Mr. Kabo. And they see them people, then they fall into them trap here. It's sad. It's really, really sad. May God help you, but our country is in a very dangerous path. Let us try for turn the steering. Okay? Mr. Kabo, thank you very much. Let me just read this. Ishmael Kamara say, what's kind? Huh?
There's somebody there. You check out.
Huh?
No, somebody take it off. You took it off.
I
thought you want to.
Okay. No. This person, Ishmael Kamara. I don't know who's Ishmael Kamara is. What kind of silly message are you sending? APC is working on nonsense connect to release the accurate disaggregated election result by polling station. Period. And he also say,
see, I told you, it's polling station they want.
Language to release this is exactly now what they talk. Now I just don't talk about. These are the
I tell you, in a polling station. I tell you, in a polling station they want the election. Yeah.
We know. Not the RR from 91. But what's in this person? This now a microcosm of exactly the problem we'll get. You understand?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, this person already done.
Look at the Mende language.
He puts himself into now tribalism in the brinker now.
Of course.
Already now you don't begin to take this immune message to tribal Mende language to release the great results of the current nonsense to end. You see, so these are the kind of people that way we need for educate for say listen. You understand? No matter how you vex, you remember there are people who vex past you for this election. Remember in 2007, the FLPP they are the same situation where we did Panso today. You understand? So let we put the country first. I know they condone bad behavior from the ECSL. Some of them see how would they condemn the ECSL for the bad things or what they do. But you as a human being, all of a sudden, now tribalism, Mende language. What's in that call for? Mende language. You get for telling me Mende language. So
and Mr. Mankota, I assure you this. You understand, right? I've gone to the media for long and I've been all over the media. This person is, when you talk like that, they feel like it is the Timinist. This person is not even a Timinist. This is Ishmael Kamara. It's not a Timinist.
Look at the way he's spelling in himself.
It's not a Timinist. This person is not a Timinist. I tell you this. When now them people there, them pocket tribes there, and then they set the Mende and the Timinist. You know, when you say Timinist, you mean APC to them.
Mm-hmm.
And when you say Mende, na SLP. So even if na Limba man go cause trouble, because they talk Timinist, they say na Timinist against Mende, Mende against Timinist. That's what they do.
And now, if na Mende person look this, he feel offended, instead they can now and can't talk about the Timinist or whoever,
exactly.
then distract we from the main thing we're supposed to discuss. These are the type of people we need for educate, for say,
very dangerous.
Tribalism, no, they help anybody. You know, they help no country. You know, they help no party. Salon, we are blessed because you know why? We get intermarriages. Timini they married Mende they married Timini, Limba they married Kuranko they married So. So we get them interconnected relationships here. I know say there are people who actually they try for in far tribalism into we politics. Thank God, so far they're not able to ignite a tribal conflict here because, well, if my wife na so me not Timini, I go fetch so. No, I can't do that. Me begin such another give me no the grief for say, hey, I mean, mama, you said so. So yeah. we get a long way for go, but I believe say we go reach there. We go continue for educate people. Then for say, forget about your tribe, forget about your party, focus on the country. Mr. Gabo,
Yeah,
thank you
one
very
day
much.
we reach it. Thank you very much, Mr. Mangota. Have a nice day.
And I just want to thank Ajibu Jalo. I want to thank Honorable Mohamed Bangura for impromptu come at the program. And I also want to thank Abdul from New Jersey. Abdul, now one of the most intelligent viewers who we get, where they come in, it actually help for educate reviewers them, because the message where they come with, they see the maturity panel. So thank you very much,
Exactly.
Mr. Abdul, for what they come and help we for help educate we brothers and sisters. All right, guys. Good night. Goodbye.
All right.